The house across the lake rented a cabin for a week because I needed to get away from everything. No phone signal. No neighbors, just a small wooden cabin overlooking a lake, surrounded by forest. The owner met me with the keys and gave me the usual instructions. The heating was old, the water pressure was terrible, the back door stuck when it rained. As I was leaving, he said one more thing: if you look across the lake after dark, you'll see another cabin. I nodded. He continued, whatever you do, don't wave. I laughed. He didn't. The first 2 days were perfect. I spent my mornings fishing and my evenings reading beside the fire. I almost forgot what he'd said. Then, on the third night, I noticed it, a single light, on the opposite side of the lake. Sure enough, there was another cabin. It looked almost identical to mine. The same porch, the same chimney, the same large window facing the water. I couldn't see anyone inside, only the light. I watched it for a few minutes before going to bed. The following night, the light came on again. This time, I picked up a pair of binoculars. There was someone standing in the window, completely still, just watching the lake. I couldn't make out their face, only their outline. I remembered the owner's warning, don't wave. So I didn't. I closed the curtains and went to sleep. The next morning, I asked the owner about the cabin. He frowned. What cabin? The one across the lake. He looked out towards the water. There hasn't been a cabin over there for almost 30 years. I thought he was joking. He wasn't. There was a fire. No one rebuilt it. I looked back towards the lake. In daylight, there was nothing, just trees. That night, I stayed awake. At exactly 11:47 p.m., the light appeared again. The cabin was back. This time, the figure wasn't standing by the window. It was outside, on the porch, looking directly towards me. Then it raised one hand. Slowly. It was waving. I froze. Every instinct told me to ignore it. The waving continued, steady, patient, almost inviting. After nearly 5 minutes, curiosity got the better of me. I lifted my hand, just slightly. The figure stopped waving. Then it pointed, not at the lake, not at the trees. At my cabin, specifically, at the window behind me. I turned around so fast I nearly fell backwards. Nothing. The room was empty. When I looked back across the lake, the figure had disappeared. The light was still on. I convinced myself I'd imagined it, until I heard footsteps upstairs. There shouldn't have been anyone upstairs. I searched every room. Nothing. As I walked back down the stairs, I noticed muddy footprints on the wooden floor. They started at the front door. They ended beside my bed. There was only one set. Whoever had made them hadn't left. I didn't sleep. At sunrise, I packed my things and drove straight back to the owner's house. Before I could say anything, he asked one question. You waved, didn't you? I didn't answer. He sighed. I told you not to. I asked him who the person across the lake was. He stared at me for a long time before speaking. It wasn't waving to you. What do you mean? It was trying to warn you. A knot formed in my stomach. Warn me about what? He looked over my shoulder towards my car. Very quietly, he said, the person sitting in your back seat. I spun around. The car was empty. At least. It was when I looked through the side window. Then something knocked once, from inside the boot.